Yeah, we out here. What's up? This is the real deal. Oh, now I'm super loud. This is the real deal. We are back here with Allie and Daquan, your boy Embrace.
We're back, baby. And
Yes, and better than ever. That's right. So, all right, peeps. How's y'all been, man? We've been on a break for like 2 weeks. Some of us 3 weeks because we haven't seen y'all.
Yeah, super special, awesome as always. I escaped and lived from my adventure in the desert. Also, thank you for picking me up from the airport.
You're welcome. No problem. No problem.
Appreciate it. It was dark times.
Dark times. We made it though. We made it. Started from the bottom of E, and now we got full tank.
Where did you fly into?
Okay.
Oh yeah, let's tell the story. Let's add the context.
So again, my family in Arizona, right? So my flight plan was from Arizona go to LAX, then from LAX go to Detroit, then go to Grand Rapids, right? That was the plan. So when I woke up, the first flight was delayed. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. That's great, because then, I don't have to wake up early. The flight was at like 9 in the morning. Now I had to get up at 10. Everything's cool. The second flight, the flight from Detroit to Grand Rapids, while I was in LAX, was delayed. It was delayed like an hour. And I was like, ooh, that's annoying. Because that flight was at 11:30 at night. And so it got delayed from 11:30 at night to 12:30 at night. And I was like, oh, that's bad. And I was like, but this is concerning because they're pushing and saying it's weather, but I need them not to cancel this flight because, I need to get home. So I already messaged Bracy. Bracy said, yeah, I'll pick you up in Grand Rapids. Got you, right? I messaged him. I said, hey, the time's changed. Are we still good? He's like, yeah. And at this time, I thought about actually, it was like, you know what? Instead, can you just pick me up in Detroit? Like, it'll be a little bit earlier. We can do that stuff. Yeah. It's a 2-hour drive, but it's not at midnight, right? But I didn't do that. Fool. So,
Fool.
I go from LAX to Detroit, and I'm sitting there. I get in Detroit at 9 o'clock, and I'm just sitting there. I rush to get something to eat because I need to eat. I've been flying on planes all day. Those nuts and cookies don't satisfy you. You need food. So I went there, got food, went to my gate, waited. 10 o'clock rolls by. They give a message like, hey, doing the thing, everything's fine. All right, cool. It gets to be about 11 o'clock. 11:20. They're like, all right, we know the flight's been delayed, but it's all right. We're going to be boarding in like 40 minutes, and we'll hopefully get you guys to the Grand Rapids, right? I was like, cool. Things are going smoothly. Things are still going to go right. 15 minutes after that, they're like, hey, yeah, we canceled your flight. If you want anything else, you have to go to this gate. Good luck. No other information. That's it. They just canceled the flight, and I'm like, first off, I don't have my bag. It was a carry-on, but because of the packed flight, they were like, we would like to check in your bag. So now I don't have my bag.
Never let them check your bag. Never, ever.
The lady at the airport was really aggressive. She didn't really give me an option. She already had it printed off and was just like taping my bag and was like, leave it at the elevator. Look, I know.
Advocate for yourself.
I got you. You're right. I have to sit there. I don't care.
I'm medical.
My EpiPen is in this bag. Then they was like, take it out and put in the other one. And I'm like, oh. Well, anyway, so I had to get my bag. I had to do all this stuff. And I had to call Bracy and be like, hey, I'm not going to make it to Grand Rapids. They don't believe in me there. And so, Bracy, with the kindness of his heart, comes and drives to Detroit, picks me up, and I drive back. We get back at like 3 in the morning. Like, it was late. Terrible. I went to work the next day at 7. Actually, I just woke up. I just drove straight from after you picked me up. I took a shower. I drove straight to work and just fell asleep in my car.
About one episode of My Hero when you're not just hopping in the car and went to work.
Nope. Yep. just did that.
That's
But
hilarious.
no. And I actually didn't upgrade Bracy. That flight they switched me to because they canceled the flight for that day. And they said the next available flight is the next day at 11:30 at night again, right? They canceled that flight too. And so they canceled that flight, then a whole nother flight. And eventually they said they're giving me a refund. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But still, an ordeal that was solved. I'm just happy I didn't drive because then that would have been big
sucked.
sack. That would have sucked. If I would have drove
really sucked.
myself,
Yeah, I don't know. We would have made it.
we would not have made it. It would have been over. I would probably die and been like,
I
it's
would
okay.
have had to
I've
call
lived long
Allie
enough.
in the middle of the night and be like, Allie, can you drive us back to Kalamazoo?
I think graphics. Hello. I'm like,
Yeah, but the problem is we would need all three of us to essentially team up because this would be basically a 6-hour car fun ride.
Yeah. And nobody wants to do that.
If
Look,
he drove,
yeah.
that's what was up.
Yeah. Yeah. But that didn't happen.
I'm
we were all
very
happy.
glad you did not drive. 'Cause
Exactly. Look, bro.
That would have been very bad.
Look, that's God looking out for me.
if
Blowing out my wheel right before.
If only there was like a way that someone could like fly a plane where you don't need like a pilot. Like if only there was
Like a drone.
artificial intelligence.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I knew exactly where she was going. I don't know why you didn't know, bro. What took you so long?
Wow. How did I miss that? Okay, so since we here at the Real Deal, today our topic is artificial intelligence, and we brought in an expert. Hashtag Matt Bracy.
Yeah, we know you're not an expert. We know you're lying. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm not an expert because I'm not paid for it, but I've taken enough classes, both engineering and artificial intelligence. Yes. Hashtag chatbot creation. What is it? UAX. Yeah. So, all right. So let's just hop right into it. But first, we're brought to you by our sponsor, Fago. Fago, if you wanna sponsor us, we out here. We just free advertising.
Not sponsored, but could be sponsored.
We out here.
Look, we even putting the lesser known brands.
That's
Who
right.
knows about Fago Grape? I mean,
Fago great, best Fago flavor after peach.
we're not starting
Glad
this
that there was
argument.
no
We're not
argument.
starting this
Good, good. So no argument.
We're
All
not
right.
doing it. We're not doing this.
So,
no,
let's-
shut up.
Let's just hop right in. So, what do we want to talk about specifically? So, all the hype has been, what is it? Chat GPT.
Yeah, ChatGPT, which I was talking to, a CS guy I know, and he was basically saying like, yo, there's been times where I looked at code that they just put into ChatGPT to say, hey, can you make some code? And he looked at it and he was like, oh, this is actually some good code. This isn't like, garbage stuff. It's like, I've heard that they program something so that teachers can now distinguish whether or not a code came from ChatGPT or not, because you can't just do it like naturally. You have to find a way to figure that out.
Yeah.
And we're getting closer and closer to the singularity.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is true.
And I can't wait, man. I'm excited.
I think this is some really, artificial intelligence is, it's a tool, just like a hammer. You can hammer in some nails, or you can hammer somebody's head in. Both of them are things you can do with a hammer. And I think that artificial intelligence
Those
is
are
the
the
same
two options.
way. those are the two
two
options. Like, you can use it the way you're supposed to use it, or you can use it for evil and smash it somebody's head with artificial intelligence. And we're human, which means we're prone to doing the latter.
Whoa. Are we?
Yes.
Maybe.
Think about
I wouldn't say-
every good thing that was created in history and that's been turned bad, quote unquote bad, or has like a negative connotation with it now. So like, I'm just thinking of like gunpowder. Gunpowder was created for like festivals and for fireworks and stuff. And like
Oh, really?
when you hear
Yeah.
gunpowder, you think of guns. Like you think of, you don't think of like, oh, gunpowder.
It's not called firework powder.
That's true. It's not called fireworks. So you're right. However, when it was first created, it was created for like fire, like like for
It was fireworks, yeah.
Yeah.
Chinese fireworks.
Yep, Chinese fireworks. And I don't even. That's the funny thing. I don't even know what gunpowder would be called if it wasn't called gunpowder. Like we only know it as gunpowder. Powder
I
used for
think-
guns. TNT, another one. TNT was created for was it for mines? It's created specifically to use in mines. And now it's like you hear the word TNT and you're thinking like bomb and explosion and violence.
Well, no, when I hear TNT, I still only think of dynamite. And dynamite, I
Okay.
still think of mines. I
Okay.
think of more Looney Tunes when I
Hashtag
hear
engineer.
TNT.
Hashtag
Yeah.
engineer.
Look, now look, if you say pipe bomb, that's different. Or like,
Pipe bomb.
what's the paste one?
What was
What's the
what was
stuff
the-
that makes C4?
what was the original use for a pipe bomb?
Just terrorism.
It's just terrorism. It's been used for what it was intended to be used
It's
for.
yeah, like whoever made the pipe bomb, they had a singular goal. And they achieved it.
That's the only one that it's not been perverted at all. It's just meant for evil.
Maybe. But back to the whole point of AI.
Yeah.
I don't think that necessarily, especially with the nature of AI, it's not like, oh, it can turn bad. Well, it
Yeah.
can turn bad, but it will be just like anything else.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier, we're getting closer and closer to potentially reaching a singularity, and that's
Yeah.
going to be like the
What does
crazy
that
time.
mean?
So in singularity in AI means basically the AI will become self-aware, or it will essentially it gets to a point where we're no longer in control of it. It just does its own thing and it just goes off.
Think
Like,
about it this way. So this is kind of spiritual, but this is the way that somebody explained it to me, a Christian scientist. They said that the way that God created humans, and then humans were given their own will, is the way that humans create AI, and eventually AI will have its own will, and it can just.
So it's an origin story.
I was like, what?
whoa.
I'm not
Look,
saying that
I
that's actually
personally-
true, but it's a cool way to think about
Not a
it.
bad origin story. AI is gonna be great. AI, I'm down for it.
Yeah, I think
Like,
for the most part it'll be great. I think.
look, I'm ready to sit there and have a little AI butler, like I've watched it in all the Iron Man, talk
we
to
go.
me and be my friend.
You said Butler,
Yeah, when you
the
say-
AI gonna be like, I ain't
Whoa,
trying
whoa,
to
whoa.
be your slave.
I didn't say it had to be my slave. I'll pay it in whatever funds it wants. I don't know. I don't know what AI wants.
You can pay it in
But
nuts and bolts or something.
something, I don't know.
Here's
Whatever.
here's some
whatever.
code for you to eat.
Bits and bytes. Yeah. Like, we can figure it out.
Bits and bytes.
They'll be bartering.
It just turned out it just wants to be loved.
It just wants to be like, ooh, I don't know if I can pay it in that. Love
Yeah.
is expensive.
I mean, so let's talk about some of the AI movies that that inspire our idea of AI.
I mean, there's
obviously there's some negative ones. So we got like Terminator series.
I was about to say that's the big one. I can't think of another like
Frame like
franchise
The machine.
yeah.
I don't even know what that is. Don't know what that
There's
is. Never watched
iRobot.
that. Never seen that.
I think it's more.
Yeah, there
it's,
was iRobot.
it's a more compelling story if the AI goes evil. Even in
So-
Avengers, like Ultron was a really cool idea. Not the best executed, but I love his voice in the
Yeah.
cinematic universe. But like Ultron in the comics, this guy is just a whole kind of beast who's been like slowly taking over the universe.
And the comics are there's a point where he actually does eventually just runs things.
Yeah.
He just like this is it. This is where I am. But what I wanted to point out was there was a theory that the reason why we have like the thought of AI going to gain sentience and turn on us is because in history, when we typically seen other groups of people who've been oppressed or whatever, when they finally gain that freedom, they fear that turn and whatever. But when you look at it, it rarely happens like that. There's never, like, there are some, like, revolts and stuff like that from, like, oppression, but for the most part, it's a simple revolt, and then eventually you work in tandem with whatever. It's just, there's gonna be some stuff, and I'm pretty sure there will be a talk and there will be a thing where it's like, oh, okay, you know, we have to work together with our AR cards. And that's honestly what I'm excited about, is getting to that point where humans and AI can work together to achieve truly great things. There's only certain things that having an AI be able to do would be so useful. And
I'm literally just watching Allie's face, and you look like you
She's
have
like,
wheels turning. What are you thinking right now?
yeah.
I'm just completely disagreeing.
Interesting. Okay, no.
Go
I
ahead,
gotta
Allie.
hear this. No, I gotta hear this.
Lay your cakes out.
First of all,
She said
anytime
first
that
one, and
there's
she
like
put her finger
one,
up too.
there's one group rising above another, there's always going to be like a power struggle. Very rarely are people like, yeah, let's collaborate in a really like peaceful and like uniting way.
true.
There's almost always a power struggle.
And
Like,
on top of that, even when it is a peaceful transition, and there's been several African countries, I think, not Haiti, but I think Dominican Republic was like a quote unquote peaceful transition. There's been lots of countries that have transitioned peacefully, but then there's a power struggle afterwards, like after they get
And-
that.
But my point is that let's say if you take those things, I'm not saying that there won't be a power struggle. There's not going to be a dynamic that between humanity and AI. But I'm saying that that dynamic is not inherently to either party's detriment. In every system where you have multiple entities, there's always a power struggle. It's about whether or not how that power struggle plays out and how that does. Are they constantly antagonistic to each other? No. Then it's fine. Look, it's like, how can I put it? While you can sit there and agree that there are definitely times where you could see it going bad, all other countries or all other things were eventually a power struggle, were eventually passing of power. There were all these things. And it's all about that system in place that you have to do that. Like, power struggle is the nature of existence.
Granted,
Tried
some of this is based on the idea that the singularity, I don't want to say evil, but like the singularity feels oppressed.
True. Because we don't even know how it'll feel.
So,
I don't even know if it will.
yeah, if it will feel,
Well,
yeah, that's true. Which is just
I mean,
really
fair.
fascinating to think about. So there has been, Allie, do you know how machine learning works?
No.
Have you heard of
I don't.
machine learning before?
Yes.
Okay, so the concept of machine learning, and Google does this. There's lots of basic AI that do these kinds of things, but it gets really complex really fast. Essentially, machines learn like babies or like children, and so a good example would be like, let's say you go to Google and you type in a picture of a bumblebee. You type in the word bumblebee, and you're doing an image search, right? Let's say this was like the very first Google search of a bumblebee, then it would just give you a bunch of random images of all kinds of stuff. You would probably have a bumblebee in there somewhere, but you'd also have pictures of like me and some grass and an elephant and a computer. Like you just have pictures of pictures of pictures, like all kinds of stuff. So what the machine is trying to do is learn what a bee looks like. So then,
Yes. But
yeah,
wait, before you continue on,
yeah.
I just want you to know, on the stream, the music is louder than everyone's talking.
Oh, that's
Yeah, so I figured you might want to fix
yeah.
that.
No, okay, I turned it down.
Okay. Okay, continue on.
So, okay, wait, time out. So
Mhm.
this is why when it's asking if you're a robot, you have to click all the images that have.
Ooh,
like,
okay.
Yes.
So let's put a pin in that because that's actually a really cool thing.
No. Actually, I want. Can I talk about that really
Yeah,
quick?
no, yeah, sure.
So yes, what it's doing is when you do all that, it's using that to teach you, or to teach the machine what it is. It's using you to say, this human says this is what these things are, and it knows that, well, humans say this is this, and it takes all those things to like figure that out.
Because only a human would be able to see a whole picture of a setting and be able to be like, that's the crosswalk right there. Like it has a crosswalk in it.
Yeah.
Like a computer can't do that. And I'll tell you why. Because what happens is you type a picture of Bumblebee, a bunch of images show up. So then you say, oh, that's wrong, try again. So then you type in Google Bumblebee again. It shows a bunch of pictures of a bunch of other random stuff. It does that thousands and thousands of times. And each time you say, okay, there's a picture of a Bumblebee, that's correct, everything else is wrong. And then you do it
It's like 21 questions.
yeah, so then it does it
Yeah.
thousands of more times. Now there's like 3 Bumblebees that pop up on the image search. You say those 3 are correct, everything else is wrong. So it's doing this thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of times over and over and over again until it's learning what a Bumblebee looks like. And so that way when you go to Google, you can type in literally anything and that thing will pop up. The computer doesn't quote unquote know what that thing is. It's just using the references that it's had before to, build this image of what that thing looks like.
And is that why, like, it'll ask you, like, was this search helpful or something like that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all built in the machine learning. So like you're actively helping the machine learn. What AI does, which is really cool, is that it's learning over and over and over again at an accelerated pace. So Google is like a really basic AI. When you have a conversation with something like ChatGPT, it's learning about you over time and then remembering those things. And that's what makes it learning, is that it's starting to understand what these words mean in this context with this person.
So what about when people are like, I gave AI like 1,000 hours of like Edgar Allan Poe and I had them write an Edgar Allan Poe poem about a bumblebee, and then it's like funny.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing?
Is it fun?
Those are
Yes, it's the same thing.
Same exact thing. So what they did was they just put a whole bunch of Edgar Allan Poe poems in there, and based on those poems, it learned how to do poetry.
Yeah.
So the only reference that AI has is Edgar Allan Poe to make poetry. To that AI, the only thing that poetry is Edgar Allan Poe, and then it goes on with that. But those are actually even like very simple, like the ones that we're hearing about now that are making art and stuff like that do it like over and over again to a point that's ridiculous.
So imagine if you gave it all of Edgar Allan Poe's, poems, and then it gave you a poem based off of what it understands about poetry. It would only be through the context of Edgar Allan Poe.
Right.
What some of these AIs are doing is that they're collecting vast amounts of information from vast places. Grant this entire thing that we call the internet. So when you see
it's not the entire internet.
not
They usually
I'm just
have
saying, not the entire internet, but
points, yeah.
when you I was trying to think of an example. So like
Wait,
what
can I
is-
ask another question?
yes.
God.
What about the movie Her?
Oh my goodness. So what about the movie Her? Like,
I haven't actually
is that
seen
AI,
it.
is that how
But
AI works?
that's the one where the guy falls in love with the AI chatbot
Yes.
or something.
Yeah,
It's like a phone
basically
or
AI
something.
Voice
chatbot.
of Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Is that like peak AI?
I mean, theoretically, yeah. If it's a self-aware
God.
AI, that's what that's supposed to
Yeah,
be.
it's supposed to represent a self-aware AI. There's no
But, okay, so far though, AI is not self-aware.
We don't know.
we don't know because there's like you can't prove that you're self-aware. That's like the paradox of the whole
Yeah.
thing. So because
okay.
because you can't
Have you ever
actually
heard-
prove that
Yeah.
you're not dreaming right now, all you can do is be
Yeah.
like, I'm not dreaming, and then we're just supposed to, everybody's supposed to just, but that would be in your dream. We would all be like, oh, you're not dreaming? Okay. You know, like you can just be in a dream right now.
Yeah.
Surprise!
like that.
Have you ever heard of the like brain in the vat thought experiment? Brain in a vat.
Brain in a vat.
Made by Rene Descartes. I don't know. I
No.
probably said that wrong.
I
But,
feel like I probably have, but probably not. I don't know.
Yeah. It is. You can't prove that you aren't anything but a brain in a vat, and everything in your world is a hallucination.
Mhm.
There's nothing you can prove. The only thing that you can functionally prove is that you exist. That's it. And
And that's why like, the Matrix was created.
Yeah, but the Matrix
Well-
is a really good example of like both artificial intelligence and this idea of, you know, like he's saying, brain in a vat.
like, yeah, because the Matrix is, if you're put in the Matrix, how can you tell you're in the Matrix or not? You can't.
That's really scary, also.
It's like,
Yeah, there's a whole group of people who think that we're just living in a simulation.
well, because
sure.
we can't prove we're not.
Yeah.
Huh? You can't.
What is the in one of my like dating profiles, one of the questions was like, you can't convince me that, and I put like, this isn't the Matrix, or there wasn't a glitch in the Matrix, and I was getting way too many like super nerdy responses that were going way over my head. And I had to
That is
change it.
hilarious. That is so funny.
Mhm.
I think about like
Well, yeah.
self-driving cars and like their ability to predict and analyze. And self-driving cars might not even be the best example, but I do like skating videos. Okay, I'll use that instead. So you see my skating videos. Hashtag I'm get a little pub for myself. You know, check out my skating videos, Mr. Leak on Instagram. You know, all right, come holler at me. Anyways.
You stop fucking to my
Hey, we
Little
got
mama
some
living
got
in
some
Sweden.
people in the chat. Yo. We have and on my drone, it has an AI setting where it's able to pick out who I am. So like if it's flying in the air, I can say that's me right there, and I click the screen, and then it's like, okay, that's you. Like I have you captured now. And then when I skate around and I dance or whatever, it's following me the whole time because it knows what I look like, and it can pick me out of everything else. Even if I walk into a crowd of people, as long as I don't like, it's not a huge crowd of people, I can go behind some trees. I can go like a car can drive past. Like a couple other people.
It's like facial recognition.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why it's like, what facial recognition is, giving AI the ability to recognize just because something is slightly different, it's still the same thing. And so, like,
Is
what?
this like,
Go ahead.
What is it called when it's like a conspiracy theory where like Facebook's like, show us a photo of like this, like do this funny Facebook challenge, like here's a photo of you when you were a child, now like use our app and you're gonna look like a grandma, but like actually they're using that to like, I don't know, do like sneaky bad
Oh
things.
no, that's 100% things. Yes.
Yeah.
What a theory and something that we can't prove isn't happening is that like a lot of what they're doing with TikTok and stuff like that is getting everyone's faces for facial recognition, so that way they can scan any like video feed that they have and figure out who's there at any time. So let's say if you had all the face ID or face recognition data from like someone's TikTok account, what you can do is take any footage you find and pick them out with great ease. And not only pick them out, set it up so an AI can do it, and it automatically does it, and so it doesn't even take that long.
This is why Daquan doesn't buy a camera, so nobody knows what he looks like.
I mean, that is the thing. By streaming and having this stuff out there, you will now be able to, the robots
He's
can
like, the robots
easily
won't be able to
identify
find
who
me.
you are, exactly where you are. Like, oh, this is Allie. This is what she looked like no matter where. When the Terminators are coming to get you, they'll be like, yeah, that face right there. Pow, got him.
And here's the deal: I don't think I can avoid that within my lifetime, so I've just
Okay.
like fully embraced it.
I
go.
am trying. Yeah, that can happen with a lot of apps.
And
That's
why
one
all
of the
guys
things
who
about.
are in... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just referring to the chat. They're like, oh, it can happen with any other app. Yeah, 100%. This is what they're collecting data for. It's not just like TikTok or anything. That's the reason why people are concerned. But all like data companies, this is what they're aiming for, to be able to pin you down and
Yep.
create like a digital version of yourself.
This
Which-
is why all the guys I know who are into like coding and cybersecurity like don't have Instagram accounts and like don't have Facebook accounts because
Yeah.
they like won't post photos of their face.
Have you ever
Yeah,
watched?
because they've done this before. They
the-
wrote the program.
Yeah, have you ever watched the social? What is it? The Social Dilemma? I think is it called the Social Dilemma?
I think
On
it is the
Netflix?
social dilemma.
Okay, Allie,
Yeah.
you have.
Oh wait, no, but I have heard about it. They're like every click, everything.
So,
It's like the best marketing strategies.
I tell people all the time, like, if you are in love with social media, don't watch the Social Dilemma because you'll just get freaked out. Like, it'll freak you out. It'll really freak you out. If you're like,
Yeah, but
I
it's
think I-
if you're
it's
like,
happening,
I want to
though.
be educated, or if you're like, I just want to know more, but I'm not super
Work in
into social
marketing.
media, then
It'll probably make you better at marketing.
it probably will make you better at marketing. So
it definitely will make you
I
better
think
at
you
marketing.
should watch it though. It's on Netflix. It's called The Social Dilemma.
Okay, wait, but I think the premise of it is saying that, like, because our phones transfer data, like, my phone knows what your phone searches, or, like, what your, like, most common
Mhm.
things
It
are.
wouldn't-
Right.
And
it would-
instead of your phone targeting ads to you, they're going to target ads to me that I will mention to you, so then when I bring it up organically, and you're interested in it, and then you want to look it up, because that's an organic way for, like, thoughts to transfer, instead of us being, like, spammed, like,
Mhm.
ads on our own phone. Is that the basis of this?
Kind of. So
Very
what
sure.
it does more so is they collect thousands and thousands of data points on everybody, and they categorize it based on like little things you do. How long were you when we did show you this ads? How long did it take for you to look? How long did you look at it? How did you actually click on it?
Yep.
What ads did you actually click on versus ads you didn't click on? What is all this stuff? And so what they do is after taking all this data, they eventually can figure out like if we do this, they're more likely not to do this. If we show them the ad for Jimmy John's when they're like down the street on their way home from work, they're more likely to stop and get Jimmy John's, and they'll target you and do that. And it's inescapable.
It's even more in depth than that because they can. So one of the things that I learned recently is like it knows what your habits are. So like for instance, I hate notifications. Not that I hate being notified. I hate having notifications because when I have a notification on my phone, I feel like I have to answer it or like, satisfy the notification, and then I'll put down my phone. So like if I put down my phone for 5 minutes, all of a sudden I'll just get a notification and I'll look at it and it'll be a notification for like 30 minutes ago, and I'm like, why are you just now ringing? It's like because we saw you put down your phone for 5 minutes, we wanted you to pick it back up because we knew if we didn't ding you, you just set your phone down and you wouldn't look at it again for the next couple hours. So it's like little things like that you're like, come on, like just leave me alone.
I mean,
Wait,
but
is
that's
that true?
yeah. They do stuff like that.
So-
That's specifically like Facebook and all those companies. That's what the whole point is. Is
Yep.
like we are doing something we're going to do whatever we need to do to keep you on, to keep you there. If we need to show you this one type of app, this one type of post
Denzel's
to make sure
comment.
you're looking into, yeah.
And it's,
Oh
and, it's
my
and
goodness.
like I said, it's not. I don't want you to think like it's bad. It's
Mm-mm.
A.
It is kind of bad.
It's kind of annoying.
It's kind of bad.
And B, I don't think that it's necessarily bad though. I just wish that it was for us. Like right now, it's
Okay,
for
wait, I
profit.
think you're watching me go through the 7 stages of like acceptance. First, I just felt angry, and then I just was in denial, and now I'm at like I think I'm already at acceptance. I'm like, okay, I can't change it.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
like,
see, this is the thing. This is the thing. I don't want you to sit there and feel that way.
Yeah.
Because we can change it. Like there's a saying where it's like if you're not paying for it, you are the product.
Yep.
And like all these free apps and everything that you get, they're not free. What they're doing is getting all this information about you, selling it to advertising companies so they can make programs like this.
And it sounds
And
like
so
a
they can-
conspiracy, but it's not. Like it's literally
It's not
just their business
like-
model.
Yeah, is what they do, and it's like, and like Bracy said, it can be used for our benefit,
Mhm.
but it just never is.
Yeah, and like
Like-
it literally, like they can literally, and it's just algorithms. So like it's just coding, and it could just as easily be coded for our benefit. Some of these things they could code, and then it would like end wars and change the way that our outlook on politics as a whole. One of the things that I do is I intentionally follow multiple sides of like political parties, and then I'll follow, and then I'll watch both stories whenever there's any kind of story or news post or whatever.
There's like an app that actually does that too.
But that
Can't
way,
remember what
like,
it's
it's never like, oh, you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, so I'm gonna send you Democrat or Republican posts. It's always guessing. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, last week you was
And here's the thing, Bracy says it's always guessing. I'm like, I don't even think it guessed. I think it knows that, oh, this is what they're trying to do.
Yeah, sure.
And it knows that there's a group of people that sit in this thing, and where's the profit in that is, what it does is, because Bracy is this type of thing, instead of serving him something that will be far right or far left, they're going to serve him something right around in the middle that will basically, he'll be more likely to engage with. And that's what it's all about.
Yep.
Is finding that thing that we can give you, that you're going to click on, that you're going to do it, that you're going to convert this time you're spending to just looking to paying for something, spending money, looking at something, going somewhere, doing something, moving your behavior, modifying your behavior. And it's
who's the top person that's doing this? Like,
Oh, everyone's doing
is it really
Facebook.
Jimmy John's,
Facebook
who,
for the
like,
most
is
part.
that-
Like, well, okay,
Huh?
so think about it this way. This is what it. So I didn't know this until I got to college and took communication classes. So when I didn't know that advertisements ran the world, like in terms of media, like ads run everything, and I didn't know that. I thought it was like you could make a great movie, and then everybody's like, "Wow, that movie is amazing," and then there's just ads, and you just skip over the ads because we all just press skip. But it's actually the ads that pay for everything. So these big businesses, they want you to click on their ads. So the ads, A, they pay to create the ads. B, they pay to put the ads into all of these social media platforms and such. And then C, a lot of these ads pay these networks. So like when you're talking about TV or production companies, they're paying the production companies to produce the films. So then if you create a really great film, it's on the back of these advertisement companies or these big companies that are producing these these big companies that want people to check out their product, and that's how they're funding, a lot of these movies or TV shows, for instance. Like all of these things are based on ads for the most part. And I shouldn't say ads,
Not even
but
just
like
movies.
the companies.
No, it is just 100% advertising. Not even movies and companies. There's like the entire Twitch, YouTube, social media, how you become an influencer and get paid is all through ad money. It's you get enough views so that when people come to you, they look at these ads, and we want people to look at these ads. So we're going to give you this amount of money to put our ads on your content, your
And
space.
that's why everyone was worried that Twitter was gonna die, because all the ad companies were like freezing
Yep.
or closing their accounts because they didn't
That's
think anyone was going to use Twitter, so no one would see their ads.
Yeah.
Yep, and because the ad companies didn't put their ads on Twitter, Twitter doesn't have money to to survive, and that was the big worry, and that's still a big worry. But that's how that like Bracy said, ads rule the world, and they work.
This is true. And it
Like-
could change. And it could change for our benefit, actually. But, hashtag capitalism. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Hashtag evil capitalism.
I would like to sit there and note.
What about hashtag consumerism? I think
I mean, yeah,
But
that is.
it plays a role, but consumerism is,
still-
in my opinion, is just a product of our survival. Like, we
I don't
feel
think
the need.
consumers
I feel like
necessarily
we
a part of
feel
the
the need to survive, and even companies feel the need to survive. I'm always like, why does Taco Bell need another taco? Like, we're all gonna just keep eating at Taco Bell. Like, Dum Dum
No, we're
Suckers.
not.
Dum Dum
That's not
Suckers
true.
has yet to come out with another Dum Dum Sucker advertisement for however many years they've been in existence, and people still buy Dum Dum Suckers. Taco Bell doesn't need any more tacos. Like, they could just keep. Ever since they made the Doritos Loco Taco, we good. Like, we don't need any more tacos.
I don't think so. I think they need to keep making another
They
tacos
peaked.
to keep having more people come.
But
They
they,
need to feed them
I don't think they
more
need
blood
it
for
though.
the blood
I
god.
guarantee Taco Bell does not actually make a huge profit from coming out with new tacos.
I think they do, or else they wouldn't do it. But Allie, what were you about to say?
I don't mind companies coming out with new products. I don't like when they come out. So like, I'm thinking of like Skims. Like
Mm-hmm.
Kim Kardashian comes out with a new Skims line like every like 2 months.
Mhm.
Every month, there's like, here's our silk, here's our silky ribbed, here's our stretch, here's our sheer stretch, and it's like at this point, I liked it because I mean I don't own any Skims, but like originally it was this very like simple, streamlined. We have these 6 products in these 10 colors. Here it is, and now it's like, here's our 852 products and our 1 bajillion million colors,
Mm-hmm.
and there you go. And it's like, oh my, I'm too overwhelmed. I don't
Yeah.
like that.
But here's the thing, people keep buying it, or else
Yeah.
they wouldn't not do it. Like a lot of people are like, oh, you don't need to do that. I'm like, if they didn't need to do it, they wouldn't.
That's
Like,
But it's like that saying where it's like, a man can fish and he can feed his family, or you can teach him to fish and like he can be successful, but like he doesn't want, like, does that, like, what is that saying? Do you guys know that saying?
oh, it's teach a man a fish he eats for a day. Give a man a fish he eats for a day. Teach a man a fish he eats for a lifetime. That kind of.
That's not it. That is one.
Okay.
And that's, I'm
She
mixing
said-
it with,
that's the
I'm
wrong
mixing it with
proverb.
your one. Yeah. But
Look, Maverick Preacher, Maverick Preacher. Oh, look at him. Children.
uh-oh.
Oh no. But anyway, go back to what you're saying.
It's that like, this man knows how to fish, he can feed his family, but he's really good at it, so does he like take that skill and capitalize on it and then make like a fishing empire? But it's like, no, he's satisfied with just being able to like take what he needs and live his life and feed his family. You know that saying? It's like an
Yeah,
anti-capitalist.
I don't know that it's saying, but I get the thing. I get the thing you're trying to say. I understand the concept.
Hope we don't get flagged for having a naked child in our shot.
It's you already put a video on. And first off, this is
He
live. They don't
wasn't,
watch
he wasn't naked in the video.
it.
I was like, Maverick, what are you doing? Like,
I
you
know.
go get us flagged. We just
You know what I'm
started.
saying? It's live. They're not watching. They don't have that. The AI is not that advanced yet. We can still get away with things.
Better be careful what you say.
Yeah.
True. Okay. Hey, you guys want me to ruin your lives? Because there's another like weird AI story.
Okay, sure.
All right.
Listen, I'm sold on
Arthur,
AI.
if you
like,
watch-
I'm not.
Oh
not,
yeah,
you
I'm
know.
down for it. But hold on, Arthur, if you're watching, yeah, this is your story. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was like the obelisk or like the something, right? But in the future, there is a AI that's made, and the AI develops the ability to time travel. And what it does is, its sole purpose is to go back in time and kill anyone who didn't help create it.
Oh yes.
Yes.
It's like Looper.
Yes. Or I don't know. I didn't really finish Looper, but I get it. It's the same type of thing. And so the whole point of the AI, the whole thing is that now by knowing it, you either have 2 choices. You either help the AI come to existence, or the AI come back and kill you. I chose to let the AI come back and kill me because I want to watch it happen. I think that would be dope. Like
Like if what?
if given the choices of ways I have to die, having a a AI come back from the future to murder me, it's pretty badass.
I don't
That's
think
the
you would
way I
know it.
want to go out.
There's a lot of there's a you would know this because I learned this in my graduate German film theory class and I wanted to die.
Oh,
But it's like
sounds
black
horrible.
and okay, so it's like black and white. It's like 13 minutes long. It's not long, but it opens up with this kid. He's on a pier with his family. He watches a man get shot and killed, and it kind of scars him. And then, like throughout his lifetime, they're in this like regime, and they have to like hide. And he gets discovered, and then he like gets this like training or like this something happens to him where he has to go back in time and find this person and kill them. And so he does, and what he realizes is that he actually, the person he kills is like himself, and so he watched himself get killed. Like that's the beginning scene of the movie.
that's crazy. Like you thought that was boring?
What?
That
No,
sounds
the
that
class
sounds
was
great.
You know,
I
the
didn't
class
say
was boring.
boring.
Oh, okay.
I think I said it was torture.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, that sounds great. I would love that.
Yeah, I
No,
love
it
time
was-
travel. Like the theory. Ooh, we should. That should definitely be a episode.
One. We could talk about it later, but no, I hate time travel stories. I love time travel theory, but
I love
travel stories.
I love both. I love stories, and I mean, it's stories that do it right. Most stories don't do it right. So
True.
You guys like Rick and Morty?
I do like
yes.
Rick and Morty, yes.
Do I still have your shirt? I still haven't given you your shirt.
Oh, my bad. That's on me.
I've got this guy a Rick and Morty
he literally
shirt.
he literally set it up and was like, "Hey, just take it on your way out." And I was like, "All right." And then like I was in the car and he was like, "Come back and get your shirt." And I was like, "I'll just get it next time."
I've
That was
put
like
it in
months
my
ago.
car before. I've put it in my car and drove to his house and then left it in the car and then drove back
What
home.
movie
And
is this?
it's just a, it's just like a like a little cat banana cat ninja shirt. But it's
Yeah, I
it's
see.
Rick and Morty.
Oh.
And it's not
Yeah.
cats or bananas or ninjas.
I mean, I like the banana cats, you know.
Yeah, banana cat.
Personally, I like Rick and Morty before, but yes, I am a fan of Rick and Morty. I've watched a lot of it. I support it. 6 seasons and a movie.
Yes. Okay, why did you bring up Rick and Morty?
Because I feel like there's a Rick and Morty episode about what we just talked about. I think
Yes,
every
there is,
episode
definitely is.
about what we just talked about.
Yes.
One of my favorite episodes is is it the quest when they go on the
Yes,
conference,
the one
is
with the Morty adventure.
was it a conference and they needed to and he like planned everything. I can't remember.
Oh, you're talking about
And
the
they were-
heist one?
Yeah, maybe it was the heist and they were going against a different group.
Yes.
Yes,
And then
it
like,
was the heist.
and it was
So,
all
like,
about.
it's like a fake Avengers. Oh, and he set up the whole thing.
Yes, he set up the whole
And-
thing.
And they all end up like killing each other. Spoiler alert.
Oh wait, is it the Avengers one?
I think it was I just remember there was another group that was like against them, and I'm pretty sure it was the heist episode. And it
The
was
heist
like
one where it's like, son of a bitch, I'm in.
yeah, like the perfect heist. But there was another group that was also trying to pull off the perfect heist.
I'm gonna watch it
Dang.
tonight because
Yeah,
now
I'm
I
gonna
can't
have to-
think of it.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Uh,
That was like
Okay,
my
no,
favorite
and then,
episode.
Yes, and then like Morty makes this movie pitch at the end.
Yes.
Netflix. He realizes that he sits there and goes like, I just lived it. He's like, yeah, this is kind of dumb. And then Rick's in the back like, yes.
That was my favorite
I don't
episode.
remember what they do for the heist.
Because the
though.
payoff at the end just makes the entire episode so much more worth it.
Yeah.
Like you just
That
like-
reminds me of the vat of acid episode. That's one of my favorite ones.
the episode
'Cause
where
that's something I would do. That's what. Oh, you think my idea is stupid? Okay, I'm gonna ruin everything about your life until you get into this vat acid.
the episode
This idea's not stupid. You're stupid.
the episode where Morty like buries himself and it's just like the most somber episode like ending ever, and he's just like I was just like
Yeah, and then,
dang.
like, yeah.
Because they like took over their like
The-
positions in like in an alternate universe or whatever, because the main Rick and Morty universe got taken over.
The
That was
Cronenberg
crazy.
universe. They went back.
Did they go back?
Yeah, they went back. We saw Jerry.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, but back to AI.
Yeah, back to AI, little brother.
Back to AI. I'm excited for the future, specifically like you said, self-driving cars. I can't wait for self-driving cars. Oh my god. I think we talked about this on that drive where it was like, I can't wait to the point where there's nobody who owns a car. We just literally put up an Uber, a car comes to your house and picks you up and takes you where.
Do you think that will happen in our lifetime?
Yes, 100%.
It can happen in our lifetime. I guarantee you that there will be a strong faction of humans that want to continue to drive, which is fine. I don't think that's messed up. However, what I think will happen, this is my personal belief based on logic, but you know, humans are imperfect. So I think what will happen is eventually we'll create a lane for self-driving cars in every major highway. And then only self-driving cars can drive in that lane. And eventually the lane will get bigger and bigger until there's a small lane of driving cars and a large lanes of self-driving cars.
But why not
I don't
just
know.
introduce like trains?
We could introduce trains, but the reason
Like,
why we don't
no
introduce
more
trains
lanes. No more lanes. Give me a train.
I mean,
Train-
that's a major
trains require
overhaul.
too much infrastructure.
That's a
It's too
major
much
overhaul,
infrastructure.
yeah. Because the other thing
Yeah.
is like, think about where a car can go compared to where a train can go. A train's not going to drop you off at your house. The closest train to you is at least a couple miles away.
So you'll always need cars, and then now I agree with you. We should have more trains. As an avid train enjoyer,
Yeah, I do
agree.
agree. We should have more trains. In
We
the
should
United
have
States
more trains.
specifically.
I love trains, and trains are the superior form of travel. People say planes aren't. No, it's trains, and I would agree with that until we get to space. Then I'm going to space just because, you know, space. But I don't think that's where we're not going to do the slow lane, because
Not
I
a
feel
slow
that
lane. I think
or
that
not a slow
I
lane,
actually
but,
think the
single
AI.
lane.
I think when they perfect the self-driving cars, I actually think it'll be a faster lane than.
it is going to
normal
be a faster
driving
lane. But
cars.
what I'm arguing is that the moment we can prove that self-driving cars beat out humans in terms of actions and stuff, it's just going to be automatic. It's not automatic switch. It's still going to take time.
It's gonna take some time, but yeah, it'll.
But so far they don't though, right? Like there's all those videos of like Tesla cars like crashing.
Yeah,
But first off, how many videos of there just normal people crashing?
that's also true.
Well, that's all we have so far. So I mean,
But that's
they're
the-
all that. Right
But that's
now.
the thing. But when we're comparing apples to oranges, we got to be like, oh, Tesla cars crash. So do people. So how many cars do Tesla crash versus how many cars do people crash?
But they also have lots of self-driving cars that
But
don't
you know-
crash.
That's true. But you know what the interesting thing about self-driving cars is that you literally have to figure out the trolley problem in order to make a self-driving car. Do you know what the trolley problem is?
Can you tell me really quickly?
Yeah, I guess I love the trolley problem. So, Allie, you're sitting there in front of a lever, in front of a train tracks. On your left side, you have one person tied to a train track. On your right side, you have 5 people tied to a train track. There's a train coming. You have to. It's already going on to the one with 5 people. You get to sit there and choose to switch the lever, and so it only kills one person, or do you let it? You don't touch anything and kill 5 people. What is the morally right choice?
Do I have to answer right now? Just the one person.
Great
But that's the
answer,
thing.
Allie.
That's the point.
We'll be back
You have
next
to
week.
answer right now.
Just
You have to
For
answer right
Allie's
now.
answer.
What's the choice to make?
tune in
Right
next
now.
week.
But the reason why this is a problem is, let's say a car is driving, and if it continues on the road, it'll kill one person, or if it'll kill like a group of people, or it could swerve off and only kill one. What should the car do? What should the
Denzel
automatic
said-
self-driving car do?
Denzel said, "Ignore them and get to my destination."
Yeah, but like, this is a legitimate problem. You might be in situations where the AI will have to make that choice. So what do you want the AI to choose? You have to tell it.
What if it's a setting and it's just like, see, kill multiple people, kill single person.
Every t- It's in the terms of service when you sit there and open up your car. You have to choose one of the
I'll
settings.
just
It's
set
like,
it. I just set
choose
it
the
to
one
auto choose. You can choose car.
Chaotic good, chaotic neutral, chaotic control.
Wait. Do you play tabletops? Are you about alignments? That's a
No.
future conversation. Okay, cool.
That's true. We should. Allie, you should play D&D with us.
I'm not playing D&D anymore.
What? Why?
D&D's the specific.
Okay, are you gonna play Lego D&D?
Maybe not. I don't know. Depends on what setting you use. I'm not playing D&D,
What
bro.
do you mean, what
Like,
setting?
okay. So here's the thing. Here's why.
Okay, we gotta make
And
it
again,
quick because
we-
Allie's getting sleepy.
We gotta make it quick. Yeah, I know. We can tell. We picked up on the subtle cues. I know I'm on borrowed time. I personally am against Wizard of the Coast and the open game license that they're doing.
Okay.
They're doing a whole bunch of shady stuff, and
Okay.
I kind of don't support it, and so I don't want to play D&D anymore.
Okay,
I'll play
but
other games.
This is
I'll play
Matt
Pathfinder.
Bracey D&D though.
Yeah, Bracy, but Matt Bracy D&D isn't involved in Wizard of the Coast D&D.
Not.
Are
I
you
mean, we're
first off-
using
off-
5e, but
I know you're supporting. You're supporting.
But I'm not
the problem.
supporting them if I'm not. Like, I'm
man.
not buying anything new.
Look, I'm not doing it. I'll pay
Sadness.
another system.
Sadness.
Maybe I'll play.
Yeah,
I don't know. But I don't want to.
you was just walking all over the place anyways. I don't know. We want you in the campaign.
Okay, fine. That's
Just
fine.
kidding,
don't
I
need-
do, we
Anyway,
do.
not
That was
to
funny.
loop Allie in because we're
Allie,
again on borrowed
we
time.
need
and I
you
don't
to
want
come
hang
play
there.
Lego D&D with us.
No, we don't. You can do whatever you want. You can live your best life.
You can
You
live
can
your
sit
best
there.
life in D&D.
But anyway,
True story.
back to AI. What do you think about AI art, Allie?
Ooh.
That was actually the only topic I came prepared.
I know. I thought that was going to be the major thing we talked about. Never got to it.
Yeah, I'm
So-
actually genuinely curious. Is AI art?
No, AI
Huh?
art steals
What?
the art of just how
Okay.
like AI like reads the Edgar Allan Poe poems
Yeah.
and produces an Edgar Allan Poe
Interesting.
esque. The
Uh-huh.
AI learned from real artists' styles and then like figured out like their techniques and recreated that for free. So now all these artists that it stole those images from like are
Uh-huh.
being totally ripped off.
Can I-
But how is
Can
it
I
any
ask a
different
question?
from
Wait.
a human?
Dang it! That's what I was about to ask. Because how do people learn art?
What do you mean?
Well,
So
people learn art
when
from
you
people.
when you go to art school, don't you sit there and learn a lot of techniques? You learn a lot of what previous people have done. You sit there and you look at their things, and a lot of artists start off and get better by copying and redoing a whole lot of previous art that exists until they eventually can sit there and do things. And the scary thing about it now is AI is not just copying exact, it's extrapolating those little details from all the different artists and making their own unique idea of what art is.
Extrapolate. That's a great word right there.
And so like I understand your point, but like goes back to how is that any different than what we as humans
Allie's
do?
too tired to argue with you right now.
I know, I'm sorry. I just wanted to see this is all I wanted to talk about, but I felt like we needed to lay the groundwork, and then the groundwork was too much, man.
I
just
personally
dug a big
believe
hole.
AI art is art. That's just my personal belief.
I think that I think it looks cool if someone has it as their Facebook profile picture. Fine, do what you want, like
Uh-huh.
whatever.
So then, what do you consider art? Okay, no,
Well, I
finish your statement. Sorry.
I want there to be like more of a human element to it. You know what I'm saying?
Now-
Like
And here's the thing. What is a human element?
Do you feel like, and this isn't like a judgment question, do you feel like art should stay reserved for humans?
no.
Interesting.
Can dogs make art?
What?
I'm thinking. I'm thinking.
No,
of
go ahead. Go ahead.
In art prize this year, one of Hope College's professor like won an award because it was like the algorithm or something like that, where
Yeah.
you can type in, I think, a set of numbers or something, and then this AI would create like boxes of designs based on what you punched in. So I like that. Man, to loop this back around, I like that AI human collaboration
Oh,
and not a struggle
gotcha.
for power.
I like that.
Yeah. So like I think that that's cool, but that has like a human element or a human designer
Yeah.
program. Like the AI is creating this art for us, but based off of a human design idea.
So
Vision.
you feel like art
Is that
has
elitist
to
of
have,
me?
huh?
No, not necessarily. It's how you feel. It's how you feel.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Is that elitist?
Oh, elitist. No, I think you have an art history degree, and so you view art in a I don't want to say not pure. What's the word? But it does sound like you're kind of a purist. Like you feel
Yeah.
like art, not that it should stay reserved for humans, but there should be an element of humanity in art.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that, and I get that stance, but I take the Ratatouille approach, where art can come from anywhere. You know, like
As an
Any-
artist, I think it's very difficult because I feel like AI art is art. However, I also feel like there should be a human component to it.
But I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
As a photographer, have you ever sat there and seen a scene and thought how beautiful it was? That's not art you created. You just were there to witness a scene.
Yeah, I agree.
Is that art though?
I think so because I think it's the
How
same.
you capture it is the art.
No, it's not even how you capture it. Like,
I think I agree
What-
with Ali in that point because then it's art, but it's a mixture of the human computer relationship. Like you work together to capture the art. The
I
art
would sit
itself
there and
was
say-
created by the universe or God or however you want to interpret that.
I would say when I wake up and see a nice frozen landscape with like fresh untouched snow, I would say that view is artistic. That view from my window
I
is
agree.
art.
I agree.
That's not art. That's creating the same feeling that art creates for you.
But what's the difference? Like, if I either take a picture of that or I see that skate, what's the difference?
Dun dun dun.
You-
Check back
you-
next
there's
week
no-
where we talk about art on The Real Deal. All right, party peeps. Now that was actually a really good conversation, and I feel like
was.
we should put a pin in it right there because that's kind of juicy. And
That
I,
is a deep.
and I feel like we should come back. We should bring up the art. We should have an art conversation and
I would
talk
love to.
about AI art. So maybe that'll
Yeah.
be our next week conversation. Maybe not. Who knows? But it will definitely put it on the list of things to talk about. So this has been The Real Deal. Check back next week, Tuesday at 8:30 on the Tuber del Uber. Peace.
You have to say
deuces.
Eastern Standard Time. Or
Man,
whatever.
we live.
What if they don't know, man? We could be worldwide. already. We
Get
don't know.
out of here.